Hey everyone, Merry Christmas. What you're seeing here is the dried result of the previous bloom, which dried horribly. I think I figured out the problem was the gold, not necessarily everything else I was trying to solve for. I think I watered it down too much when I thinned it down, but we're going to paint over this today. And I have decided that this bloom should be called the Fa La 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 Fabulous bloom. And I think that you'll agree, turns out super beautiful in rich, deep, wintry colors. So I thought it would be great to share it on Christmas Eve. Anyway, as I started out this bloom, I had very little idea what I was going to do other than I wanted to use Rouge Violet from Colourarte with Venetian Red from Colourarte. And so I just kind of built around that. So obviously we're painting over this 12-incher, and I will show you the colors as we go. I know we're going to use, now I forgot what this color is called, Chiffon Pink. But underneath Chiffon Pink, because it has a large particulate and I wanted to make sure that it had good coverage, we're going to use Water Lily, which is a prism pour color. So this is Water Lily. And this video is going to be a 2-for-1. So when you hear me do the close-up toward the end, that I am going to do another 6-inch canvas at the end of this video. So I was so excited about the colors. And so before I put everything away, I just decided to do a smaller bloom of the same colors. So this video is a little longer, but it's 2 blooms. So this is Water Lily. And of course, don't forget to check the description box for discount codes. There's a 20% off of Colourarte using Mandy1120. And she has a fabulous sale happening right now that I think only lasts through Monday. So it's a great time to check it out. I think you may have to use the house code for the discount that she has right now. But anyway, check out the description box. I also have a discount for Australian Floetrol, which I use for my Cell Activator from Pixel Paint Designs using Mandy 10, all caps. And I have resin discounts and other pigment discounts, a lot of different things in there. So that's the Chiffon Pink. Very, very sparkly. So it's got a large mica flake in it, which makes it very sparkly. So I like to put it toward the bottom. All right. And I think next I'm going to do McCaw Blue, which is a prism pour color. I think 100% of this bloom, other than the Cell Activator, is Colourarte. So this is McCaw Blue, beautiful prism pour blue. This is in not the most recent set. I don't have that one yet. It's, I think, the set prior to that. And then next up, I think we are doing the Venetian Red. So the Venetian Red is, if you saw the live I did a month or so ago, the Venetian Red is, it's Pam's favorite, and it is, it's part of the Glitz set from Primary Elements. So it's not as transparent as some Primary Elements would be. Maybe transparent is not the right word. Translucent is probably the right word. So translucent means it allows light to pass through. Like an opaque doesn't allow light to pass through. So with a translucent paint, you can see other color around or coming from underneath it. Okay. And we're going to do a little bit of blue black, which is a Colourarte Vivid Intense Fluid Acrylic. I think I was still deciding as I went, or I would have showed you the colors in one fell swoop. Oh, this is the Rouge Violet. Oh, it's so amazing. I love it. So that's also a Vivid Intense color. And it's almost identical to like Australian Red Violet, only it has a little bit more of a violet hue, whereas Australian Red Violet has a tinge more red. So, but so amazing. This is Titan Peach, also a Vivid Intense color. I wanted to put down a little bit of that since we're using a blue-black Cell Activator. I needed to make sure we had enough contrast at the top for a dark Cell Activator. So now we're putting the Rouge Violet on. We already put the blue-black on. So, you know, when I went into this, I knew I wanted to use the Rouge Violet and the Venetian Red, and that's all I knew. So I just kind of grabbed colors I had kind of out. So what I'm doing here is I am mixing an old blue-black Cell Activator with the newer one I made so I don't waste the old one. And I'm going to use my hair dryer because this is Cell Activator's thick, and this is a big piece. So especially with the Atelier Cell Activator, I prefer to use a hair dryer. So I'm going to use my Babyless hair dryer, and you saw me enlarge it with my breath. I messed up one section and that one spot right there, but other than that, I have a lot of Cell Activator on there, so maybe too much. So I'm trying to catch what's left and extend it out in between those petals I blew out. So sorry about my big head. And because there's still a lot left in the middle, I'm just blowing down in the middle a little bit to try to catch what's left. As you can see, my design is not moving in the middle, so I can't really tilt very effectively, but I do have enough paint on there. One of the things I'd like to work on in the next year is kind of mastering the right amount of paint so that I don't lose those really cute cells on the outer edges. I hate to lose those. It's a major bummer. So anyway, but look at the colors together. Is that not like a gorgeous color palette? I mean, who knew, right? So now we've got to cover that one weird spot. So I just slightly move the canvas over to get that paint off the edge, and then I'm going to slide it back right now. We obviously have the best cell coverage in all spots, but that one spot where I kind of messed up the blowout. But I don't care. I still think it's gorgeous. And I think that it's almost like a Valentine's Day bloom, right? But I just thought with that red and those wintry, deep, rich colors, it was a perfect bloom to share with you on Christmas Eve. So anyway, I hope that you all are having a wonderful Christmas and getting to spend time with your family and loved ones. My dog's coming in here to say hi to you. And I hope that you enjoy this. So I'm going to bring you down for a close-up and then stay tuned for the next bloom. Oh, wow. So I really need this to dry nicely. This is the one thing that drives me crazy, is that weird cell right there. But if I mess with it, it's probably going to make it worse. And it's too shallow there for me to poke it with my finger. So I'm just going to have to keep my eyes on the whole picture. But wow. Like that Venetian red with this Rouge Violet and the other colors. I mean, whammo. But I really need it to dry nicely because look at these rivers of Cell Activator. Anyway, gorgeous. I think I'm going to grab another square canvas and see it and try to use some of the same colors again. Wow, look at that. Look how plump the cells are. That's what I like about that blue-black CA. And look at this cute little cluster in the middle. Gorgeous. Anyway, I really needed this one today. This is a nice wintry jewel tone bloom. Anyway, thank you for watching. I may do another one in the future with the same colors. I don't want this video to be too long. But watch to the end in case I do combine it. Woo! Thank you for watching. All right, same colors on a 6-inch gallery wrapped canvas. I have 10-inch ones and 8-inch ones, but they're not taped or prepped. So this one was. With canvases, I spray especially gallery wrapped, I spray the back with a little bit of distilled water. It helps the tension. Otherwise they sink and sag in the middle, and that messes up your bloom composition. At least it messes up mine. So I'm just covering these corners with stuff on my table to make them easier to cover in a minute. Same with the edges. That bloom was so pretty. Just praying it dries really nicely. Such a bummer to set it down to dry and then notice hours later that it's like sad. Okay. I don't even remember what order I did this in. I think I do. I'm so excited to have a decent bloom. Okay, so water lily. And I'm mostly doing the water lily underneath the pink chiffon because I want it to have kind of a stable paint base bottom layer. I'm tempted to use all of the pink chiffon, but I think for a bloom this size it may be too much, but I'm so close to using it. It's probably got at least one more go. All right, and then after that, we did, I don't know what we did next, the blue? McCaw blue? I think so. It's probably a lot, and there's hardly any of this blue left. And then the Venetian red, I believe. I don't know why my spinner seems like it's lopsided. There's no reason it should be uneven. This Venetian red is part of the Primary Elements Glitz set, so it's a little bit more opaque. It's not opaque, but it's more opaque than a regular primary element would be, so it really holds its color. I mean, not that they don't, but like from a transparency perspective, if you spread out a transparent paint, you know, you're going to lose some of your opacity, but these are pretty solid. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see. Whoa, see mo better. Whoa, hello. Might be too much. Okay, now I think we did blue, black, man, I don't even remember. Blue, black. Didn't do too much because this is still thin from the other day. I don't know what I did. Whoa, that's just so much. My goodness. I just got carried away. So this one's probably gonna be a little darker. And then we're gonna do the Titan Peach for some lighter, because we're using a dark cell activator. Need a little contrast. And then we're gonna do the Rouge Violet and the Blue Black Cell Activator. Sometimes it's nice to do a couple blooms with the same color palette while you've got all the paints out. It's such a pain to get all your paints ready to go. To paint for 5 minutes and then put it away. This Rouge Violet. So if you watch this channel, you know I'm a huge fan of Australian Red Violet, and I think Leslie did an amazing job with this color. Australian Red Violet is a tinge more red, and this is a tinge more violet. That's the only difference, and they're both gorgeous colors. Like, she just did an incredible job making that color. Wow, I just stuck my fingers into the cell activator. Okay. I really should use these paddles the way they're intended, with the wider side down. It's like I use them with the handle in, because when I'm mixing I scrape with that little handle, but then I realize that I would probably introduce less air bubbles if I did it the other way. Okay, that's probably too much cell activator. So if you notice, when I blew it out with my mouth, I tried to separate it pretty well because I used so much. All right, here we go. Still have some ornaments to make too. Nothing like waiting until the very last minute, right? Okay. Everything's very thick. Yikes. Sorry, I just got paint all over my hands and I need to grab the hairdryer now. funky right there. Let's see if we can't fix that. I'm telling you, everything's really thick. I think my Cell Activator is still too thick too. Trying to make sure we get our corners kind of covered. And this CA will continue to open up, but all I'm trying to do is help it a little bit just so we don't have a huge puddle of blue in the middle, because I did use way too much Cell Activator and it's a little bit thick still. So, but blowing in the middle is giving me these weird cells where the pillow comes up, and I don't like that. So I need to maybe let it develop on its own before I help it too much, because then I'm essentially popping these measles in the pillow. Ah, I just got white paint in this cell. But they're coming through. I need a clean wipey. Still really love this color palette. Oh my gosh. My little tweezer things are like wet from the wipey, and they're introducing liquid in here. And I keep wiping them off, and no matter what I do, it doesn't help that they're covered with resin and paint and stuff either, so maybe we'll go a different direction and grab a skewer, something that is dry. Okay, I don't know if I solved that problem or not, but I do think we have some nice development in the middle, and I think as we spin, it'll continue to open up. Now, I am concerned about covering my corners because they're over here kind of naked. So I'm just gonna help. I don't like to do that because if you don't get consistent coverage, then you have these funky looking corners, but I think we have enough paint where that will help. Man. I had this Venetian red sitting in a thing that I carry out here when I'm gonna paint, right next to the Rouge Violet the other day, and I was like, you know, those two would be really pretty together. All right, let's spin it and see if that middle opens up. It's getting there. I don't want to blow on it. I'm resisting the urge. I'm trying to trust my instincts because I also don't want to lose some of the cuteness stuff that's on the side. And that Venetian red is just like sparkle in your face, you know? How pretty. Woohoo! My corner, one of my corners is still kind of funky though. And I'd like to not cover it with all white, but can't obsess about a corner. Whoa, paint flying everywhere. Okay, so now we're getting big cells because we're opening up quite a bit. So I think I'm gonna leave the corners looking a little crazy, and if I have to, I can like hand paint them. Like there's enough run, I mean, they're covered, they're just a little bit more white than their friends. So I'm trying to grab like some colored paint, but it's just, you know, because it's got the pillow paint mixed in it, it's still like pink, and that doesn't necessarily look better. Like I don't know that I would mind the white. I think that's just part of dealing with a square canvas. You can't obsess too much about it. But if some people want to know why I usually use round, this is one of the reasons. But what I think is super cute about these gallery wrapped canvases, the little smaller ones, is you can like stand them up on a shelf and they look really cute. It's a really good way to showcase like small art because you don't have to put it on the wall, because small art sometimes looks weird on the wall, especially if you don't put it on a small section of the wall. It's like this huge wall with a 6-inch piece of art. But small art you can put like on your mantle or whatever. And it's super cute. So you don't have to have wall space. You don't have to worry about hanging it up. All right, I'm gonna bring you guys down so you can see it. And then I will relocate it and pray that it dries well. All right, it's a cute little nugget, isn't it? Just look at that. The colors are just breathtaking. That Venetian red, hello. Pam's gonna love this one. It's her favorite color. From Colourarte, that is. So yeah, let me know what you think. Do you love the color palette? I'm in love with it. And I just picked it on a whim. There was no plan. These are all huge. So less paint, less cell activator. We would have had the smaller, cuter cells, but you can't win them all, you know? Still cute. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and Merry Christmas if I don't post a video sooner, to you and all of your families. Bye.